His was the voice of a generation.
You know, if you want to pick a symbol, you know, what Generation X was, that symbol is...
He was angry, he was confused, he was resentful, but he just clearly had that total star power thing.
His music sparked a pop culture revolution.
Kid and woke up every day with a smile on his face and just loved life. He was a really artistic kid. He wanted to paint, he wanted to draw, he wanted to kind of explore that side of creativity.
But at age 8, it came to an end when his parents divorced.
The reason was money, and that essentially was what we know about why they broke up.
I mean, they hated each other for a time, and it was brutal for him to see that.
And that
A birthday present changed his life.
Yeah, so basically for that birthday, my dad and my mom got me a mini drum set. It was like a mini drum set. I was 9, like the age of 9 about the time I got that drum set. And I would always bang on it, I would always play on it, and then I started getting better and better and better. A close look at me playing like today, and I mean like today, and I got like a lot better. After I used that little drum set, my dad bought me a new drum set which is way more bigger, and I started playing on that and I got way more better, and that's when I became like, you know, a real drummer. And you know, I got this drum set and I started playing in front of crowds and stuff. That you just saw now was a week ago. I actually did that show, which was in RCA Live, and I did that, you know, a week ago. But I remember doing a couple of other shows like last year and the year before that. So I did about 3 shows in my drumming career, and honestly, I think
Long-time problems with depression.
You know, I was always depressed for a reason, obviously. It was kind of because my dog died and my parents divorced, and I would not smile in every picture. Every time I went shopping, I would have a frown, and, you know.
That really was the most important moment in his childhood. Many of his issues could be traced to that point. He, you know, loved the family together, and the idea of them being split up was something that was very difficult for him to appreciate emotionally. Many kids at that age begin, I think, to understand that, okay, mom and dad don't get along.
And you know, ever since I was like silly and very, very crazy at school, and that's why many kids thought I was weird, because that was going on. Anyway, after that, I was still depressed, but obviously I still played drums, and that's how I got better and better. But there's this one thing that I remember that was really cool out of my whole drum career. It's about me and my cousin playing. We made our own, you know, drum solo, and he made his own guitar solo, and it's really cool. So then I called him, and I was like, dude, you want to go play some music? And he was like, sure, dude, obviously. So yeah, he came over to my house, and we started playing. And ever since, that was my first drum song that I've ever made yet.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Really fun time with my cousin, and like we can literally become a band. I haven't thought of that yet.
He didn't understand it, so it was just a nightmare for him. And he was such a sensitive kid, and he became much more quiet, and he wasn't outgoing anymore.
And it was mostly because my dog died and I couldn't really do anything without him, so that's why I was always depressed. And even though I had all this stuff and all this equipment that I could use and fun stuff, still didn't work, and I would always sit by the pool and wonder, why am I depressed? But of course, I always still played drums. That was the only thing I was happy with, and I would just always play drums. Well, but after a couple of months, I found someone that was literally perfect for me.
But it wasn't long before Kurt found a new love.
Bonded about their childhoods and about music.
What really makes me happy is that I actually get to be with somebody for once in a long time, and that's when I stopped being depressed and all that, and I started being a little bit more happy, and that's great.
Your love is like music. You went and changed the game. We're breaking all the rules. Our stars signs don't matter.